What's going on, guys? It's your boy Rax and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video we're going to be talking about the top 5 best Mega Evolutions that you can buy right now. Before we start, I do have to mention that we are doing a 151 booster bundle giveaway. It's very easy to enter. All you have to do is check this video right here and also check my Instagram. To start with the video. At number 5, we have any Poncho Pikachu. Disclaimer, I have them at number 5 simply because they're very expensive. All these Poncho cards have always been very expensive, even the small ones, even with like the multiple Pikachus on them, simply because they're super exclusive. There's no actual way to get Ponchos from like Pokemon because they're like a special event in Japan and you have to like attend a Pokemon Center or whatnot. However, if you do have a lot of money and like a lot of money, so I say that putting money into these Ponchos is actually not a terrible idea, because here's the thing, a lot of these Ponchos will never fall. If you take a look at the Poncho wearing Mega Charizard X, we can see that this card recently sold in a PSA 10 for $7,000. And 6 months ago, you were able to get this at $4,500. This was like September. This was pre-massive hype wave. So these cards tend to hold a very strong value. And if you actually take a look at the pop report, there's actually way more 10s for this card than there are 9s. But it literally doesn't matter. It's such a unique and such a hard card to find, even to like come across. Like getting a 10 is very expensive. But since they are Japanese cards, a lot more people tend to go for the black labels because, you know, they tend to have a way bigger premium than a PSA 10. Like, don't get me wrong, a PSA 10 is still easy $6,000, but a black label can go north of like $10,000-$20,000, and there's a lot of them. You don't have to pay $1,000 for or $2,000 for an ungraded copy. You can also get like the smaller versions with the multiple Ponchos in the actual frame, and they go for way cheaper than this. And they still look really good. So if you have the money, Ponchos are a pretty good buy. At number 4, we have Mega Gengar. You know, the 2 Mega Gengars from Phantom Forces have been going on a tear recently. And not to mention the X and Y promo, the shiny Mega Gengar. This thing looks amazing. You know, if we take a look at the secret rare Mega Gengar EX, this is basically the exact same thing as the other one, but harder to get, and it has the gold border. Since there are no near mints to sell, the graph will say damage, but if we take a look at the most recent sold at a near mint copy is $235, and a bunch of other lightly played for $190, $170. So you already know this thing is gonna go crazy once they eventually, hopefully, fingers crossed, they announce an SAR with the Mega Gengar. I think that's gonna be so cool. And not to mention the regular version. As you can see, the regular version is also selling at 120, 100, 80, and 120. And also there's a sale at 150. And real quick, let's take a look at the shiny Mega Gengar. This is a promo, so you can't get it from the actual set, but look at that graph. It's up 138%, with one selling yesterday for $185, when not even 2 months ago it was selling for $60. So yeah, that's number 4, Mega Gengar. And number 3, this is not technically a Mega Evolution, but it's both Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. These technically aren't Mega Evolutions, but they follow the same principle as Mega Evolutions. And if you take a look at these 2 cards right here, both of them have been going on a tear recently. A couple months ago, they were selling for around the $700 to $800 in PSA 10s, but now they're both selling for over $2,000. And the market price for Groudon is right now at $141. However, it's been recently selling for over $200. And same for the Primal Kyogre. Kyogre most recent sold for $299 in a raw copy, but then you have multiple sales at 200, 150, and 110. Not even mentioning the ones from Primal Clash. Groudon up 50% at $100, and Kyogre up 83% and sitting at $82. And at number 2, it pains me to say that this is not number 1 for totally not obvious reasons. It's Mega Rayquaza. You know, in fact, this is the main reason why I'm making this video, because about a year ago, Mega Rayquaza EX from Ancient Origins, the full art, you were able to get this for around $100, $140. But right now it's sitting at $286 with multiple sales in the $300 to $400 and even the $500 range. And that's not even mentioning the other Rayquaza cards. Mega Rayquaza EX Full Art from Roaring Skies, up 142%. Near mint is sitting at 183 with multiple sales in the $300, $230, and $220 range. The regular Rayquaza from Roaring Skies, up 72%, sitting at $52 with a bunch of sales at 75, 100, and 100. You know, hopefully SARs stick around for the next era, because I really want a shiny Mega Rayquaza EX SAR. I think that would be the most beautiful thing in the world, hopefully, and I would have so many copies of them because I love that. I love this Pokemon. However, at number 1, you probably guessed it, it's Mega Charizard. Mega Charizard is at number 1 simply because it has 2 Mega Evolutions, one being the X and one being the Y. However, both of them, even in Poncho forms, as we mentioned earlier, go for a very, very, very hefty premium. As I mentioned before, the Mega Poncho for the X recently sold for $7,000 and another one's for $6,000. But for the Y, it's been selling for around the $5,000 range. Just take a look at how many there are and look at the price tags on them. We got 2 X and 2 Y from Flashfire. The Secret Rare sitting at $450. The regular version sitting at $141. The Secret Rare Y is sitting at $102, but the regular version sitting at $40. Not to mention the Mega Charizard X Secret Rare recently sold for $800 in a near mint copy. There's also the Mega Charizard X from Generations and also the 2 from Evolutions, sitting at 70, 112, and 37. The Mega Charizard EX Secret Rare has been sitting around for around the $1,900 mark for a couple of years now, but now it's already going up to $2,500. However, the Secret Rare Y version a couple of years ago in around May 2021 sold for $800, but around May 2022 sold for over $3,000. However, very recently, around in June in 2024, sold for $1,300, but now it's selling around that $2,000 mark. And that's pretty much it. A lot of these cards have gone up over time, but I do think there's still some room for them, especially since we are getting more Mega Evolutions back into the TCG. So maybe you can make some plays with these, because I know I bought these 3 for around, like, this one was like $100, this one was $40 or like $60, and this one was like $140 back in like June, and I thought I was overpaying for them. Now they're selling well above that, like double or triple that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think down below, and don't forget about the giveaway. It's gonna be ending in about 2 weeks, so you do still have a little bit of time to enter. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.